Discovered amid the outer reef scrap fields, the biomatter is a novel sentience dependent upon neural symbiosis with a host organism. It seeks to link to the synaptic patterns of the closest organism, living or synthetic, to form an unbreakable bond. We theorize that this bond is a form of primordial love, an emotional connection meant to compel the biomatter to view its host as family. The host comes to regard the biomatter as an indispensable tool. The science is inact, but what is known is that the biomatter becomes aggressively protective once linked to a worthy host, forming an organic shell that can amplify the host's own strength when immediate threats are detected. Self-authored report broadcast on covert frequencies. How are you guys all doing? This is Mr. C here, and welcome to another Destiny 2 video. Today we will be reviewing the Titan exotic gauntlets in Destiny 2, known only as the Synthoceps. Let me tell you, this is a mouthful to read. So we're going to measure these in 3 different fields. First is PvE. How well do they fare in public events, raid, strikes, etc.? PvP, how well do they fare in things such as, just PvP in general, because there's so many game modes. And depending how well they fit, I'll tell you guys how. And then finally, what class they are really good to use with. And we'll be seeing that as well. So we'll just get right into it. And first off, what we have is PvE. In PvE, these things take a mind of their own and are able to whoop ass on any ad or any enemy you find, whether it be a fallen major or a cabal, normal enemy. These things tear people apart. The exotic perk is called Biotic Enhancements. It increases the lunge range and increases the damage when you are surrounded of the Titan. Now let me tell you something. This, paired with the Sentinel class, is probably one of the best exotics in the game. I am using the top path of the Sentinel class, and every time I melee somebody to death, which, with paired with the damage booster from the class and the item, is an insta-kill, always. Even paired with the super, as you guys can see on screen, half of the time, the super just killed them, and it wasn't even, because it kind of tricks the game into thinking that the melee range is there, and therefore you're able to kill them from missing your shield. For the raid, it'd be even better, because if you see all those scions and you think that you're not going to be able to make a jump, the melee range will be able to knife one of these scions that are on the plates, and you'll easily be able to complete the final boss of the raid without a hitch. Unfortunately, this weapon does not work on swords and doesn't increase their range, so do not try to pair this with a sword. As you guys could see in the video, the range of the sword was not impacted at all, which is very unfortunate because the swords in this game are terrible. Now that's the topic for another video, but let's move on. So in PvE, these are a must-have with the Sentinel class. If you want to even survive in PvE, or you think you're going to die, these things have saved my life on more than one occasion, and will continue to kick ass and take names probably in the foreseeable future. I do not see any other Titan exotic I would rather use. So PvE, 5 out of 5. Best class to use, in my opinion, is the Sentinel class. You pair it with that, with the top tree, you'll always win every gunfight in PvE. But now that we're done with PvE, you guys are probably wondering if these are good in PvP. Well, let's find out. So, in PvP, there are multiple different things to take into account. For example, this epic save right here, and that won my team the match, or the round. Just to showcase that amazing clip right there. But for these gauntlets, I'd say for PvP, you have to take into many things for accounting. If you're on wide open maps, such as, Fellwinter's Peak is both long range and short range, and right there, save my ass, but a lot of the maps are, long range, so you're going to have to take that into account when you put on these gauntlets. I'm stuttering, I don't know why. This is my first thing. You see, it won't save you from terrible melees on your part. Like, these gauntlets can only do so much. For example, I'm not the greatest at PvP, but if somebody else is, better than me, which, like, a lot of people are, but I don't play, PvP that much. But to showcase these things, I say that for PvP, they're probably a 3.5 out of 5. Reason for that is because the flaws of these gauntlets are that you need to be close range, you need to be able to get those melees off, and to do the bonus damage, you need to be surrounded. And you're not going to jump into crowds of 3 or 4 people, because what's going to happen is they're going to team shot you, and you're going to end up dying. So, I mean, relatively, these gauntlets, perfect for PvE. Not laughable, but decent for PvP. PvE is better, of course, for these gauntlets, but for PvP, I don't really know any other Titan gauntlets that are that well-rounded, to be honest. I mean, the only time you're going to use these is probably when you most need it. So if you want to use any other Titan exotic, go right ahead. But for me personally, I would use these. Everyone has their own opinion. I get caught into a lot of knife fights, so 3.5 out of 5 for you guys if you want, but for a personal thing, 5 out of 5 for me. So finalize, let's do it at 4. 4 sounds fair. So thank you guys for watching my first review on the Titan exotic, the I can't say the name, I'm sorry. The Titan exotic gauntlets, the Synthoceps. I have to have the name in front of me. But thank you guys very much for watching. I'm just going to leave a little bit of music to finish the last couple of clips. But that's about it. This has been Mr. C on the first Titan exotic of Destiny. I will be doing the Hunter exotics and the Warlock exotics, hopefully with less stuttering. And, just we'll get to them, right? So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of the show. One more thing before I go. Out of 5 for PvE, to sum it all up, 5 out of 5. PvP, 4 out of 5. Best class, Sentinel. Best skill tree in Sentinel, the top one. The way of the knifing, melee stuff, I'm not too good at this technology stuff, so where's the button that stops the recording? And where do I link the music? Oh, there we go.